What's up, YouTube? It is Airborne Sapper Comic Fan bringing you guys another video. We are on video number 3 of our hip hop cover swipe covers. Alright, I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching all the videos that I put out on this. I'll continue kicking it out as long as one person watch and that one fan or one body that likes to watch these videos, because I enjoy these covers too. I'm going to continue putting them out for that one person. As long as one person watches, I'm going to keep on doing it. So let's dig into it and see what we got this time. The next cover we will be talking about is Black Widow #1. Now, this is a cover swipe off of Missy Misdemeanor Elliott, aka Missy Elliott's first solo album, Super Duper Fly. Now, she is an iconic East Coast rapper in the early 90s. She started her group with a group called The Sisters, and then she was produced by Timbaland, which picked her up as a solo artist. Now, she worked with a lot of East Coast artists: Aaliyah, Timbaland, The Brat, Jay-Z, uh, TLC is one of them. She worked with a lot of artists, whether it be rappers or R&B, hip hop people. This hits. This was off of, like I said, Super Duper Fly, which came out in 1997. And I think that I'm a little bit picky about this album. And let me tell you about the hits that came out with it, because there was a lot of hits that came out with. Rain, Hit 'Em With a He, which was a clever lyricist, basically how she put it together. Beat Me 911, which is another great hit. And about this album, now, a lot of the albums that we discussed, there's a lot of comparison. This is similar to how Black Widow is and how Missy Elliott is. It's similar, but as much as comparisons as we've seen to the album, I'm gonna be more picky with this one right here. Black Widow's boot is in the on the cover, but not as much as on the album cover. The similarities, they have the red curtain in the background. Letters are the same. Both have an insect. Black Widow has to have the widow. She's holding a pistol right here in the album. Missy Elliott's second hand is behind her head. I kind of wish they would have did that and then put this hand with the pistol. I mean, that would have been made more sense to me. It's a good cover, not my favorite. I wish they would have tried to put it together more. I'm gonna show you guys and let you guys take a look, and you just let me know what you think about it. Getting into our next album is Daredevil #1. I don't know if you guys can see it, but on the side it says strictly for the kitchen. This album I really like, not because of, I mean, the art's nice, but what it symbolizes, it is off a cover swipe off of Tupac Shakur's second album, 1993, Strictly for My Ninjas. I know I'm not pronouncing it right, but there's a reason for that. I'm not getting any complaints on me. But anyways, let's dig into about a little about Shakur, Tupac, aka Machiavelli the Don. He was a big, huge West Coast rapper. Actually, he started in the East Coast with a group called Digital Underground in the early 90s. He was a background singer, and he was on one of their tracks, and he just blew off the track. He ended up moving to California, started in the Bay Area, but then trickled down to Los Angeles, and he just caught the world on fire. He came out with plenty of hits. Off of this album, the songs he came out with was "I Get Around" and "Keep Your Head Up." He was also an actor. He was on Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson, uh, Above the Rim, Gridlock. So I mean, he was a really good actor. Is surprisingly really good actor. He actually, a lot of people don't know, but he went to Juilliard in New York for acting. He acted with Jada Pinkett Smith now because she's married, but he did a lot of acting, so that's actually in his roots. But he was a great artist. Died in 1995 in Vegas, but that's a whole different video with a whole different channel. But he was just a great artist. Came out with great hits. I think he sold over in his short time. He sold over, I want to say, about 75 million albums. And he's just a great artist. Different type of moods, different type of songs, all the way from "Dear Mama" to "Keep Your Head Up" to "Hit 'Em Up." Um, just so many tracks. If you don't know who I'm talking about, YouTube them, Google them. But a great artist. Now let's dig into this. I can talk about him forever, but let's dig into this cover. Uh, both covers have the silhouette where Daredevil standing, but it's Tupac. The writing on the side is the same style, same color. I think the only difference is where you see the red box on this cover, where it says straight up, "Strictly for the Kitchen." I forgot. "Strictly for the Kitchen" is actually the name of the album, but it's in white. It's like a white grayish block. But that's the only difference. Great artist. When I seen the cover, when I seen this comic, I swiped it up because it just brought back memories. And this is what I'm mainly doing: the hip hop cover swipes and collecting these because I'm a huge music fan, and it just reminds me of just listening to albums and tracks. But let's dig into it. Go check it out and tell me what you think. The next cover we will be getting into is, I hope, one that you guys picked up as well: Black Panther #1. This cover is a cover swipe off of Jay Z's Sean Carter, aka Sean Carter Jay Z, the Black Album. Now, I could spend about 30 minutes talking to you about what this guy has accomplished in the last decade and a half that he's been on this earth with rapping and music. He is the CEO of Roc Nation, Rockefeller, which he was a member of, and then he just took the label over. But like I said, on the Tupac, that's a totally different video. He worked with Kanye West, he worked with Eminem, he worked with Justin Timberlake, he worked with everybody. If they're big in hip hop and R&B, he definitely worked with him. It's a long list. He also owns a club, 4040. He has his Rockefeller gear that he's doing for the clothing line. He used to own a sports team, but then he changed it because now he wants to be a agent for NBA players and MLB players. Huge, huge hands in everything that he does. He sold over 100 million records just alone. Has his hands in everything. For you, for those of you care, he's married to Beyonce, but that's neither here nor there. He released this album, the Black Album, in 2002, 2003, which was his eighth album that he came out with. He hits were 99 Problems, Draw Off Your Shoulders, Change Clothes. Just he's a huge icon and pioneer of the industry, which is rap and whatever he's doing. Whatever he probably has a cruise line I don't even know about. But let's dig into this cover real quick, and then I'll let you guys look. Basically, it's a simple cover. I like it because it's pretty clever. Just Black Panther putting his mask on, covering his eyes with his iconic suit, and on the cover, it's really Jay-Z. Let me turn my head around with his hat just tucked in, just blacked out. It's a very great cover. The album cover is iconic, and this is a very good simulation and comparison to what they did for this. So I'm very happy with this Black Panther album. Our cover, when I looked at it, I automatically had to pick it up. So I hope you guys also picked it up, and I'll show you guys a picture so you guys can let me know what you think. Now, the next comics that we will be getting into is Old Man Logan. This is a series I'm really enjoying, actually, and I really enjoyed the artist. This is a cover swipe off of O'Shea Jackson, aka Ice Cube's album, The Death Certificate, which came out in 1991, which is his second solo album. Ice Cube was a member of NWA, which is a huge West Coast crew. We'll get into them later. But he was a part of them for a while. Before he was a part of CIA, and then he came to NWA. He is a producer, a director, an actor. He was on Ride Along, Barbershop, Fridays. He actually made the first. He produced the first Friday. I think he produced all of them, but his first work was on the first Friday that he produced, and I just got him into movies. He was on a bunch of movies. Triple X, yeah, yeah. He was on a bunch of movies, but he just has the hands into a lot of stuff. Worked with many artists, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, uh, just Nate Dogg, Jay Z. I think he even did a song with Master P. But I mean, his hands is everywhere. He's a he's a very talented person. Uh, Hits from this was Steady Mobbing and True to the Game. True to the Game. That was another big hit from this album. But he's just a great artist, and let's just show you some comparisons of how they did this album. All right, now first, let's Logan standing in the background. Of course, on the album that's actually Ice Cube. The letters for the album are similar, but it's the letters are similar, but it's all white on the album cover. And if you look closely, you can see Wolverine's little iconic claws where each letter is separated. On the album, it's just one tick, so I found that pretty clever. Right here on the tag where it says Logan, on the album it says Uncle Sam. For the cloth that's covering the body, it's apparently the Canada flag, and on the cover it's the American flag. So I found that pretty clever and hilarious. The doors are a little different in the background. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can see. You can see it now, but the doors in the background are a little bit different. But besides that, um, this is an awesome cover. I like the way they did the twist. I really enjoy that about some of the covers because I know they can't copy everything exactly. But when they turn a little twist into the covers and make it towards the character that they're doing, I found it very clever and entertaining. So let me give you guys a look, and you let me know what you guys think. Now, this next cover we're going to be talking about is they did a cover swipe off of a huge group. Some of the members already have their album covers that we already covered. The Old Man Logan Ice Cube cover, Death Certificate. The Doctor Strange, The Mist cover swipe off of Dr. Dre's Iconic album. So a couple of members already have their cover for this. This is A Force #1, straight out of comics. So this cover, this comic cover, is a cover swipe off of Straight Outta Compton, which was NWA's first solo release. If you didn't know what NWA stands for, go look it up. I'm not saying it. Majority of you guys know what it is. It's a big influential group of hip hop ever. Not let me tell you, not ever, but one of the most, basically top five. I'm not being biased because I live on the West Coast. So I mean, Wu Tang was a big group that influenced a lot of artists. Uh, Public Enemy. So it's not just them, but for their era, all three of those groups influenced a lot of artists in the early 90s to the 2000s to people putting out right now. So that was a cover swipe off their 1988, 1988, wow, that's wild, 1988 album. It was had many great songs, Gangsta Gangster, uh, F the Police, Dope Man, Express Yourself. Ice Cube actually was a big writer for most of these songs. Dr. Dre had a big hands in it. He produced and made the beats to most of these songs. It was just a big group. Those are just two of the members. There is five. There is Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, MC Ren, DJ Yellow, and Easy E, of course. He passed away, but yes. The movie Straight Outta Compton did a great portrayal of this group. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you check it out. I really enjoyed it. Um, and it was just a big group. Uh, I'm so happy. These are one of the this is one of the covers. This the Daredevil, the Doctor Strange, the Old Man Logan. Just a couple of ones that I had to grab just because automatically clicked in my head what it was. So let's dig into. Also, they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I didn't want to leave that out. Let's dig into this cover. All right, it's just and it's subtle but great. The letters aren't the same for the cover, and instead of straight out of comics, straight out of Compton. As you can see, everyone's looking down at the camera. That's similar as the actual cover, the sky. similar. Just basically similar to the cover. Simple but subtle, and it's a cover that I enjoy. I'll let you guys take a look. Now, for the next cover that you would be digging into is Mockingbird #1. This cover is a cover swipe off the artist known as Kool Moe Dee. His album was Knowledge is King, and this is his second solo album, third album that he put out. The reason why I said that is because he was a part of a group called the Treacherous Three, which had DJ Easy Lee and Special K in it. Now, Kool Moe Dee is one of the pioneers of rap. He's an East Coast rapper. He was one of the first rappers ever to win a Grammy. He just paved the way for a lot of artists. He's actually the first, him and another artist, Busy Bee, was the first artist to have recorded beef that blew up mainstream. But that's another story. But Kool Moe Dee is a pioneer. He's a very, very well-known guy in the not just on the East Coast, but West Coast of hip hop in general. He's a well-known guy. Let's dig into this album and let me tell you what I think is similar to it. Now, they really didn't do much with this cover. I mean, I guess they didn't have to because his album is kind of similar or simple. The letters where Mockingbird is are similar, and Mockingbird is Queen, where they have the yellow letters. Knowledge is King is on the album cover between the red letters. They also have the grayish, blackish background to it. How Mockingbird's fist is clenched. His fist is clenched too, but he doesn't have a big old pole. But his fist is just clenched. What I found clever is on her glasses. He is wearing dark shades, but there's a little reddish light where his eyes are. So instead of doing that for her, they just made him a clear red glass where you can see her eyes, but that's basically where they get it from, as you can tell in the album. And I'll let you take a look. Alright guys, that is video number 3. I hope I didn't take too much of your time. I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, I'm going to try to pump these out one, maybe twice a week. I kind of don't want to rush it. I'm trying to get in more groove with it and try to change some videos around to see what you guys like more, what plays better. But again, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoy. We got into some, like I said, we're not even halfway done. It's like 70 hip hop covers out there, 70 plus. So again, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for my haul. I got unboxing coming in, so I'm gonna keep on, and I think I'm gonna do a little Funko Pop video for you guys. Pick some of my my favorite Funko Pops out there, and also trying to get ready for San Diego Comic-Con. I know it's a ways out there, but the pops are already dropping online of which pops are coming out. I might do a video on that so you guys know what to look for your Funko Pop fans. But I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for my next video whenever it drops, and Airborne Sapper out.